Hey guys, it's Elle. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm here with my April wrap-up. It is a week later, but the only times I can film is on the weekend, so I apologize in advance. But April was a really intriguing month. The beginning of April, it was just a little hard to read. Honestly, throughout all of April, I was insanely busy. Like, this was probably one of the busiest months ever. And just school was getting crazy and life and all of that stuff. So I did not read as much as I wanted to. I read 10 books, but some of them are amazing. Some of them are misses. I'm really excited to chat about all of them with you. The first book I read in April was Playbook by Rebecca Genshak. This is a really fun fake dating sports romance. So the heroine, she has been receiving mail, like fan mail, in her P.O. box for a couple of months now. And she just keeps seeing this name over and over again of who is getting it, like all of the mail. And it's just all of this like crazy fan mail, like sending crazy things in the mail. And she finally figures out who this guy is. And she figures out that he is an NFL player. He's playing football. And she actually sees him the night she's like going out with her friend and confronts him and is like, you have been like, didn't change your address or anything, and I have been getting your mail for so long and it needs to stop. And he is definitely a playboy, and he's very intrigued by her, just like coming up to him like randomly. So he is intrigued, and they end up going into a fake dating relationship to kind of get like his football life off his back, to show that he is like a real guy and he's not about the games and all of that stuff. Like, he's not like in his playboy era anymore. And I don't really remember why she needs to fake date him. Maybe because she has like a crazy ex, I think is what it is. But this was actually so good. Like, I did not have super high expectations for this one. I enjoyed the first book in the series. I thought it was really solid, but I love this. Like, it was so good, and their banter is amazing, and she'd go to his games and support him, like wear his jersey, and it was just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I listened to this one in audio, and the audiobook was Chef's Kiss. Highly recommend if you want a really good sports fake dating romance. Then I decided to pick up Vow of Deception, which is the Deception trilogy by Rena Kent. This one is the first book in this mafia romance Russian Bratva series, and the heroine, she is homeless and she's living on the streets of New York City, and she runs into this guy, and she feels like she kind of recognizes him but doesn't, and he ends up kidnapping her and basically bringing her to his house, and he is like, you are going to become my wife, because she is a doppelganger of his wife, and he is like, you are going to become the mother of my child. You're gonna basically take on this role, and I'm not gonna hear any flack about it. And he is a very dangerous Russian Bratva leader, an oligarch, I don't even know, but he is like obsessed with her, and she basically has to step up and be his wife, and it's crazy. Like, it is insane. It's classic Rena Kent heroes, very psychotic, very controlling, obsessive, possessive. And this one is fantastic. I really enjoyed the first book in the series. I'll talk about the other ones in this video, but I did really enjoy this one, and just how she kept being like, no, I'm not your wife. But yeah, it's a crazy story. It's a trilogy. It was fun. I really enjoyed the first book, so I gave this one like 5 stars. Then I received an arc of My Dark Fairy Tale by Joanna Darling. I ended up reading this on my Kindle. Absolutely enjoyed it. Gave this one 5 stars. This is her new Italian mafia romance, and it was so good. So the heroine, she is traveling to Italy to kind of visit and get reacquainted with her like family and her ancestry, because her parents are from Italy, her dad is, but he never talks about it. So she wanted to kind of learn more about the country, explore, and on her first day she decides to rent a really cute car and it ends up breaking down on the side of the road in like Tuscany, Italy, and this guy ends up helping her, but then he ends up making a move on her, and she's just so grossed out and is like running away from him, and she runs into the road again, and she ends up getting hit by a car, and the guy that hits her with his car is the hero. And I mean, he doesn't do it like super aggressively, I don't think, but like she's obviously injured, and so he ends up taking her to his Italian villa, nursing her back to health, and that's kind of where the story starts from there. And the hero, he is a very dangerous Italian mafioso, but the heroine the whole time, like the whole book, doesn't know that he is in the mafia, and so he kind of is like whisking her around Italy. She has like no idea who he is, just thinks he is a wealthy, rich Italian guy. And this one was just so sensual and very like travel oriented. Like we got to really explore the city along with the heroine, and it was just so beautiful. And I think this one is either a duet or a trilogy. I know it is a series, and it was so good. Like I loved how obsessed the hero was with the heroine. Now mind you, this one was very sweet in the beginning. I feel like we'll get a little bit more angst in the next book because she does find out that he is in the mafia, and that leads to some things going on. But I did really enjoy this one, and I gave it 5 stars. It was really, really good. Then I decided to pick up the newest book by Kaylee Smith, which is Enchantra. I think it's Enchantra. I always like mess up the wording with her titles, but this one I really enjoyed. I gave 4 stars. I listened to it on audio the day it released. And this one is very in the same wavelength of Phantasma, where we are like following trials and all of that good stuff. So the heroine, she is traveling in Europe, and she visits like the gates of this manor to kind of figure out more about her mother, because she passed away suddenly, and she wanted to learn more about her. And she gets this invitation to this manor, and she goes there, and she instantly realizes like it was not the right move to go there, because she basically entered the game, like the trials of Enchantra, which means that she has to like stay at the manor, and there are these like dangerous trial. I mean, they're like, it's not like a trial like the first book, it's more like a game. And so like all the family members of this family that live in this manor basically have to play this game like till the death and all this stuff. And she ends up meeting the hero, who is one of the family members, and they end up entering a marriage of convenience to kind of protect her. And I honestly don't remember a ton, even though I read it in April, but I just remember enjoying it. Like the trials were really fun, the game was really fun. It was like a lot of hide and seek though, so it was kind of repetitive, and I don't know, it just felt like repetitive. It was good, but repetitive. I don't know how else to describe it. And she is like learning more about her mom's past while she is at this like manor in like France or something, and she's falling in love with the hero. Like it was good, but it wasn't as amazing as Phantasma, so I give it 4 stars. Then I decided to pick up Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I started listening to this on audio, and I got like pretty much all the way through the audiobook into the last like 2-3 hours of it, where I just gave up. I ended up DNFing this one. It was so boring, and this is a fantasy romance series that is a trilogy, and I really loved the first 2 books in the series. Like they were so good, and we follow the heroine, who is an ordinary, and this is in a world where ordinaries, people who don't have powers, are basically killed or banished, and she enters these trials by accident and teams up with the hero, who is the enforcer of the king. And she kind of has to hide that she doesn't have any magical powers and go through these trials. It's kind of like the Hunger Games a little bit, like meets Divergent. And I really did enjoy the first 2 books, but I just got so annoyed with this one. It just felt like very YA. Like I know this is a YA book series, but it, like the other 2 books did not feel like YA. Like this one felt just like so YA, and just it felt like nothing was happening, and it really gave like love triangle-y vibes, which I didn't totally love. And it just is boring, and I don't know why. I just really didn't enjoy it. It didn't like I don't want to spoil anything because it is a 3rd book in a series, but I know there's like a big cliffhanger at the end of this book, but I couldn't even get to that. Like I was just like so bored. Like nothing was happening that was interesting to me, so I just decided to DNF it. But then I decided to pick up Crescent Kingdom by Tessa Hale. This is her newest release and the newest like start to a new series by her, which is her new werewolf romance Why Choose series, and it was amazing. I picked it up on audio the day it released, and it was so good. So the heroine, she is a werewolf and she's going to this small town to kind of relocate, and she is trying to keep on the DL that she is a werewolf, and she's like fighting at this gym and doing like things, and she meets the heroes at this gym and they kind of connect and they realize that she is their mate. And that's kind of where the story goes from there. And I like that this one is different in the sense of like her other Why Choose romance series that were paranormal. Like the heroines didn't know who they were, like a paranormal being or whatever, but in this one they do. And so I found that really exciting, and they're just very protective. And this one is very short, so that's why I'm not like saying a lot about the plot, because like these books do pack a lot of punch in them, but they're short little books, and I really enjoyed this one. I really am excited to see where the story is going to go from here. I gave this one 5 stars. I loved all of the heroes, and like the rejected fated mate bond was really fun, and I'm excited to see where the series is going to go. Then I have my big honkin' book that I read in April, which kept me very busy on my Kindle, which was Storm of Secrets and Sorrow by Melissa K. Rourke. This is the second book in the Legacy series by her, and this one definitely felt like a bridge book. I ended up giving this one 4 stars, but I did really enjoy it. So we are still following the same story of the heroine Tessa and Theon, and this is in a world where there are fae, which Tessa's a fae and Theon is a legacy. A legacy being is kind of like a fae but more important, and they pick fae in like a selection ceremony where they bond to them and they feed off like their fae's power source and all of that stuff. So like Tessa is linked to Theon the hero, and there's lots of things going on in this world, and it is a urban fantasy world. It's a lot of fun, but this one just felt like we had a lot more development of the romance in this one, and I'm really excited about where the romance is going. Like it's going in the direction that I am like dying over and like so excited about. But it definitely felt like a bridge book in the sense of like we're discovering things along with the characters, but then those discoveries aren't being known to us like as the book goes along. Like we find everything out at the end, which I don't totally love. Like I wish we would have found out more stuff along with the characters as they're finding them out, like those things. I feel like it would have bumped up my reading a little bit. And these books are obviously massive, and we are learning more about like Tessa's lineage and like things going on with that, which was really exciting. And I loved the ending of this, like with the fantasy element. It was insane, and I am so excited to continue on with this series. Like this was so good. A solid 4 stars. Really enjoyed this one. I love all of the side characters, especially the romance that we see of Theon's brother. Like I am dying over that romance. It was so good, so underrated. And I am just loving this book so much, and the series is just so good. Then I decided to continue on with the Deception trilogy. I listened to Consumed by Deception, where we find out a little bit more of the backstory of the heroine. This is the Rena Kent trilogy, and I just didn't love the direction this was going, in the sense that the romance just kept getting more unequal. Like I love when a hero is very possessive and obsessed with the heroine, but when it comes to an unequal balance in the relationship, that's where I kind of draw the line, and I'm like, I don't love this. Like she could not decide like anything for herself, and like anything, and it was really bothering me, and I was just kind of like, no, like I'm not enjoying this anymore. Like I love the first half of this book because we got some more backstory of the characters, which was really good. But then the second half, I was like, no, I'm not loving this. So I ended up giving this one 2 stars. Not my favorite, which was really sad and disappointing. And then, oh, I also forgot to mention that I gave Tempted by Deception. I actually gave that one, okay, rewind. Tempted by Deception is the second book. I gave that one 3 stars. And then Consumed by Deception is the third book. I give that like 2.5, 3 stars. So I don't know. I really, like, the beginning of the series had such a strong start and I was really enjoying it, and then it just went downhill from there. And the last book I read in April that was another favorite was The Gravity of Us by Brittany C. Cherry. This one was such a fun, intriguing plot. I really enjoyed it. It's a very emotional romance. So the heroine, we start off in the prologue of her taking care of her sister who has cancer, and just them dealing with a lot of like family stuff, and it's brutal. And then we fast forward to the present where the heroine meets the hero. She is a florist and she meets him actually at his dad's funeral. It's like really sad and depressing, and he's like a famous author, and they kind of get off on the right foot, and they just have this like instant connection, but then she realizes that he is married, and that's kind of where the story goes from there. That's all I'm going to say. But I love this one. I love the angsty tension between these characters and where the story goes. It's super intriguing. I loved all of the family dynamics in this one. It was super interesting and I just loved it. And it's very emotional. It does deal with like family trauma, a lot of things going on in this one, but I just really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. 5 stars. It was so amazing. All right, well, that is the last book I wanted to chat about in my April wrap up. I feel like I was a little bit all over the place talking about books, but I think my favorite, I don't know, there were just so many good books. I feel like My Dark Fairy Tale was my favorite of April. It was just so good, so atmospheric, loved it. And to end off on that note, leave me like the red heart emoji for My Dark Fairy Tale. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.